Hello everyone, welcome to my class. My name is Pooja Dwivedi. A pretty interesting development has taken place. Certain opposition leaders have complained of getting a same kind of message from Apple on their iPhones. This message allegedly says that their iPhones are being hacked by the state. Now, if you need anything for this examination, as in the PDFs that I use here, it is available on my Telegram channel. If you want to talk to me about this examination, if you have any doubts or queries, you can talk to me on my Instagram. Certain opposition leaders such as Shashi Tharoor, Owaisi, among others, they have made a claim. The claim is almost the same, that a message has been received on their iPhone suggesting that their phones are being hacked by the state. And the government says that they are already in the process to know more about it. Shashi Tharoor, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Asauddin Owaisi, Mahua Moitra have been some of them. They have claimed that the message have come from Apple. This message warned of state-sponsored attacks trying to remotely compromise their phones. That means to steal their data. That means they are alleging that the government is trying to steal their data. State-sponsored attack actually means an attack that has been funded by the government. 3 people in Congress MP Rahul Gandhi's office have also received a similar kind of message. The government is saying that the authorities are actually aware of these messages. Threat detections on iPhones is often imperfect and incomplete. This is what the government is saying. Although Apple is saying that these notifications were actually triggered once its system discovers activity consistent with state-sponsored attacks. That means if there is any kind of attack that is being done by the state, the trigger in the system works by itself. Sources within the manufacturer who are manufacturing iPhones say that threat notifications were actually triggered by an algorithm malfunction, that there has been a malfunction. There is some kind of misunderstanding. A detailed statement on this error will be released shortly. So the manufacturing group says that there is an error. But as almost every opposition leader is seemingly getting the same kind of message, this is pretty concerning. What is a state-sponsored hacking? It is actually a form of cyber warfare in which a government or state sponsors carry out cyber attack. That means it happens by the knowledge of the government and the government funds it. The government encourages it. The government creates it. It can be done against other governments. For example, if the government of China wants to do it against India or the US, it can be done against businesses, organizations, or even individuals of importance. The basic aim, if we are conducting a state-sponsored hacking on other governments, it is to disrupt critical infrastructure. This could be the pipeline, gas pipeline. This could be electricity grid. This could be defense systems. Also, if one wants to steal information that is sensitive in nature, that means if that information can be used against that person to further one's own agenda, then also. Compromising the integrity of the information system. Basically, any citizen, if they want to be aware of certain situation and the cyber hackers can get into that information system, misusing that information for their own propaganda is also a problem. Cyber attacks can be also used to influence elections, and we know that the 2024 elections are coming. Also, there are elections in other states as well. It wants to undermine political institutions to spread disinformation. For example, the Russian interference in the 2016 US presidential election, which was actually a combination of cyber attacks, social media manipulation, and even propaganda. State-sponsored cyber warfare also have a significant impact on privacy and security. Privacy, the right to privacy has been actually dealt by the Article 21 of the Indian Constitution in 2017 when the Supreme Court upheld the right to privacy in the Justice Puttaswamy case. Cyber attacks can result in theft of personal data. If I steal somebody's personal data, I can identify like that person. For example, if I have your Aadhaar card number or any number that identifies you as you uniquely, I can use your identity, that is identity theft. Financial fraud and other malicious purposes are also there. Now, iPhones are also vulnerable in nature. iPhones are vulnerable to hacking despite being more secure as compared to Android devices. Keep one thing in mind. The security integrity of the iPhone is one of its key features of selling. It's an MSP. Now, Hackers can exploit security loopholes in the iOS operating system or through third-party apps. Third-party apps mean that if you're downloading some app in your iPhone, hackers can use that particular app to get access to the information, to gain unauthorized access to one's device, steal personal data, and install malware as well. According to Amnesty International, it says that Apple iPhones can be compromised and their sensitive data stolen through hacking software that doesn't require the target to click on a link. That means if any link has been sent through a message, and if the person who is using this iPhone doesn't even click on the link, then also their vulnerability can be hacked. The iPhone vulnerabilities can be hacked. And this has been suggested by Amnesty International. The report has also found evidence iPhones belonging to journalists and human rights lawyers had been infected with malware from NSO Group, which was Pegasus, of course. Attacks like the ones described are highly sophisticated, which cost millions of dollars to develop, often have a short shelf life, and they are used to target specific individuals. Moreover, more apps can be developed, more kind of hacking software can be developed. So what do we have to keep in mind is we have to be aware about software update. Software updates should regularly happen, trying to keep the personal information out of the ambit of digitization. Not each and every personal information needs to be there. So these were the important things to be known for this examination. Thank you so much for watching and stay updated.